Good evening, everyone. Now, today we focus mainly on Java inheritance. Maybe in the earlier classes we have focused on Java basics, like we have seen class, object, constructor. We have seen method, properties, types of properties, overloading of methods, overloading of constructors. We also focused on garbage collection and inner classes. Okay, if you want to understand this video, you just need to watch my earlier video, that is Java second unit. Now we will straight away go for inheritance, and I also shared the inheritance concept, types of inheritance concept earlier. I just recap that and I'll go straight away to the topic. So what exactly is inheritance is all about? Inheritance is the way of acquiring the parent class data into child class. And sometimes if we shortly want to say this, something like parent child class relationship. And when we create an model class of parent, whichever child want to access the parent, the child can access the parent any number of times at any time. So accessing the parent class by the child class will increase readability. The readability is a very important advantage of inheritance. I can say reusability. So readability and reusability are the very important features of inheritance. And inheritance in Java can be implemented using a keyword called as extends. So extends is a keyword which is used to extend one class with another class. And I also can say use implements keyword, which is also used to acquire the parent class. Both keywords represents the common functionality called as inheritance. Extend keyword mainly focus on class that extends another class, and implements keyword is class that implements interface. Means that here the class after this extends keyword, the interface after implements keyword, these two we call it as parent classes. Example, this is an class A, this is an class B, then B is a parent and A is an child class. The same manner, if I say class A and it's an interface B, then this is a child class, this is a parent class. I can say parent interface. So inheritance is a way of acquiring the parent class into corresponding child class that can be fulfilled using the two keywords. One is extends keyword and implements keyword. And regarding the types of inheritance, we already have a basic video of a 10 minutes video. Just look into that. Types of inheritance, that is, we have single level inheritance, I have multi-level inheritance, I have multiple inheritance, I have hierarchical inheritance, and I have hybrid inheritance. Okay, in that video we have last second it was suddenly interrupted. That's why, of course, it's complete video of 10 to 15 minutes. You can understand that video to understand the basic knowledge of inheritance more deeply, okay, and more understandable way with examples. Okay, this video I mainly focus on how to write the simple programs on inheritance. We'll take a simple examples now straight away. People, is my video and audio okay? Can I resume?
No, sir, everything is fine.
Thank you. So we'll take a class now. So notepad space example take, I'll take another directory here if possible. mkdir space unit 3 space unit 3. So notepad space shape.java. See, now I'm taking a new class here. My class name is class shape. The shape is an I mean I want to take the shape class as a parent class. Okay, so what does shape contains generally? Generally shape contains the properties like the dimensions of the shape and the methods like area or perimeter or something. Say example, if you say int, just take simple one, okay, int length comma breadth, and take some method like void area and say void perimeter. I hope everyone are listening without deviation. Thank you. So this is simple class I have taken, a class called parent class. Okay, and next you just take another class now. In that same issue, say notepad space rectangle.java. Okay, I just took spelling as wrong one. Please allow me to write the same spelling for the next few minutes. So class rectangle. See, when rectangle is a child class, I need to this is child class. Okay, when rectangle is child class, try to keep rectangle. After rectangle, just use the keyword here. The keyword is what? Extends. Extends shape. And what manner I have to speak is rectangle is an child class that extends shape. If you speak non-technically, I say that rectangle is shape. I can say shape is a rectangle. Okay, rectangle is one of the shapes. So now this is a child class that extends the parent class. So whenever you want to say a parent class that needs to be acquired with a child class, then I should need to take the properties and methods of this particular parent class. Excuse me 1 minute. Sorry for the interruption. So now shape is a parent class, and these are properties of the shape, these are methods of the shape. And this is a rectangle class which extends shape, means rectangle is an child class and shape is a parent class. Okay, now this rectangle class can access these two properties, and this rectangle class even access this methods. How can they access? We just try to focus. Simply you create a main method here. Say example public static void main string args. Now in order to use this class, now first try to compile a shape class. How to compile? Javac space shape.java, and now compile Javac space rectangle.java. See, these two are compiled now, and now inside this rectangle I can access my shape class. To access this shape directly, I can say like this: rectangle space r equals to new rectangle. People, are you getting my voice right after interruption?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.
Now example, say if length is given some value, say 10, and breadth is given some value like 10. Now just try to print here, say system dot out dot print line of r dot length. just run the program of rectangle again and just run the program. So what I got here, 10. Observe that the 10 is a value of length for the shape class. Since shape class is extended by the rectangle class can access the shape class data. If you want, you can even say here as system dot out dot print line, I can say length into breadth. Okay, I write some condition here saying that if length is equals to, or say length okay, it's area, right? So no problem. Directly I can write no problem, because I can have equal length and equal breadth. So perimeter, just copy and say 2 into say something L plus B. I mean it is correct. Now you can even access this class methods also, like say example after this I can even say r dot area, rectangle dot area, again compile this rectangle. What I got here, 100. So 100 is output for what? The area of a rectangle. Means the shape class has a kind of properties and methods. You can even change the value of the shape class, like I can say r dot length equals to say 31 and say r dot breadth equals to 12. Now again you can run the program, say compile it and run. Now see the area is changed. These are the default values of shape, length and breadth. Okay, now we can even remove them. Now after removing, you can even enter the values like this. You can even say r dot perimeter. Okay, now it is run as perimeter. A shape class is a class which is common for any number of shapes. Now it is a rectangle. Say example, if I try to write another kind of program here, saying that notepad is square dot java. Now create a class here, class. It's another kind of child class. So class extends what I say again now, shape. Now this is the other kind of child class again. Done. Now class square extends shape. Now again I just create another kind of main method here, public static void main, and now what I can do here, now here again I can do the same kind of stuff. Say I can again read the values of a and b. I can again read the values of area and perimeter. Okay, generally we all know that if I have only a shape has a square has only one property called length, right? So I can say this instead of this length into breadth, I can even write logic saying that by default take length as breadth if the value is if example say if say example if breadth equal to 0 or length equal to 0, then I just want to say here breadth equals to length. Okay, any one of the things, if it is done, say if breadth equal to 0, I can say breadth equal to length, right? Else, or generally we create that breadth equal to 0, right? We never give breadth for the square, only length is given. So breadth equal to length, and I can say now length into breadth, that will automatically generates us the area of a square. Okay, and same manner if it is a perimeter, what is perimeter will be? Again same condition, if breadth equal to 0, then I can say breadth equals to length, automatically when a breadth equal to length, I get length plus length is equals to 2 length. 2 into length into 2 equal to 4 into length. I think perimeter of square is something like 4 into length, right? If somebody can respond me. Is my class audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Yes, perimeter of square is something like 4 into s, right?
Yes, sir.
Now just go to the class like square class and write here say square space s equals to new square and say what I say, s dot length equals to 20. Done. And ready to say s dot area and s dot perimeter. Now you just try to again compile javac space square dot java and java space. Okay, there is some problem here. I did not kept double equals to, sorry for that. I think here itself. Okay, again compile now. So again square dot java and java space square. Observe here I got 400 for the area of a square, and of course perimeter is also I got 400. Why I got 400? Because 2 into what is that? How much I have given? 2 into 20 plus 20, right? You have done something like that. Okay, 2 into 20 plus 20, 40, 40 into 2. I think I should get 800, right? See, breadth equals to length, so 2 into length plus length. How much I go length as? 20. 20 plus 20 is 40. I did not call it or what? S dot perimeter. Shape, okay. If breadth is 0, okay, once I have given here breadth equals to something, it did not print. When I call perimeter, I think you understand, right? When I call area, the value of breadth has, if breadth is 0, I said here breadth equal to length, so automatically breadth value become again 20. And when I call perimeter, this condition will fail because now breadth is not 0, breadth is what? 20. Hence I should need to write condition here as not breadth equal to 0. I should write another condition, or else again I should need to change here breadth as 0 if possible here initially. Okay, for getting the output to be shown now. Now I got 480. Okay, so leave it. Our concept is not this. Our concept is simply how the parent class is acquired by the child class. So this is a simple example to understand a shape class. See, shape class is always one class. Now this class can be accessed by the both rectangle class and square class. I can change the logic here saying that if breadth equal to 0, I wrote, right? If breadth is not equal to 0, I can even write some other kind of condition, say else part here, and in else part I can keep condition here saying that copy and paste. This will go for else part of rectangle, and if you keep another else part here, that will go for else part for rectangle again. Okay, here we can even change this logic by every time we can write the thing as breadth equal to 0 if possible. Okay, done. So a simple example to illustrate the concept of shape having the properties and methods, and this is child class called square, and another kind of child class we can have rectangle. These two are two child classes. So now I can simply say that I have a parent class like this. See, this is the parent class and we have two child classes. I can connect these two child class like this. This is a parent class like shape, and this is one of the parent class like rectangle, and this is another child class called square. Now this is a parent class, these are two are the child classes. So I can connect this like this. Okay, so this is a simple I can say this concept is something like this concept is something like what, single inheritance, and this concept again something called singular inheritance. Okay, so what is inheritance? Inheritance is the way of acquiring the parent class data into child class. Now we just go with another important topic now, like super keyword. Okay, what is a super keyword? We see now. What is a super keyword? Okay, I just take another simple example to give you the illustration here. So super keyword is something which related to this keyword we have learned earlier video. So this two has some basic difference and very important difference. See, this keyword is generally represented in a single class. Okay, this keyword is represented in a single class, and super keyword is represented in between two classes. So what is this keyword? This keyword is a keyword which refers to the current class properties, current class methods, and current class constructors. We already seen this in the earlier classes. Okay, means that this keyword is used to refer current class properties, methods, and constructors. We have seen like this, right? Something this dot property equals to property, and this dot calling as method, and we call this of some constructor. Please try to watch my earlier video to understand what is this. Now we'll focus on what is super keyword. Super keyword is, the name itself has a meaning that super keyword is used to access superclass data. Superclass data is nothing but parent class data. Sometimes I can even say that as base class data. Okay, super keyword is used to access superclass data. So what does a class contains? Generally, class contains property, class contains method, class contains constructor. So a super keyword is used to access superclass property, superclass method, superclass constructor. The same manner I can say this keyword is used to access current class property, current class method, current class constructor. Hope you are getting me. Okay, current class property, current class method, current class constructor. We'll take simple examples to understand what is the uses of super keyword. Very, very important question. It will be a very important question even for interviews as well as academics. So example now. So notepad space, we just take the same example. We can try to change it, or we can even do change another example. Take shape class only, shape.java. It's an parent class, right? It's a simple parent class example. See, we take initially as every class has by default length. We take by default length every class will have, example, and from that length some classes will take the data. Okay, I just try to remove these two things. And now my shape class has a length property, and this property can be accessed by the different classes which access it. Okay, or you can even keep length and breadth of a shape. And example, take another class here, the class name as something like notepad space cuboid.java. I'm making a new class now, a cuboid class. Say a cuboid is a class which needs to have the length and breadth properties, along with it should need something like a width property, right? Say example, just a simple understanding. See class cuboid extends shape, example shape. Currently my shape doesn't have all the methods, it's have only two properties. One is length and breadth. I just want to show you how to use super keyword now. Example, shape has some basic properties like length equals to 10 and breadth equals to 10. Now this cuboid class extended shape, and see in this again this cuboid is a class which contains some properties, right? Say example, if it contains some property like height or width, okay, say height and equals to 20, and I just keep here a method for cuboid, say public void get dimensions. Now get dimensions of cuboid, and I say the dimensions of cuboid I just take apart from this. I even say length, breadth, comma height of cuboid also, like this. Now how to get length and how to get breadth? I already have height here. I want to get length and breadth for the cuboid. So what I do is that I just try to access this length and breadth like this. See, I say this dot length. The meaning of this dot length is something like this length, this current cuboid length. The value of this length is taken from the value of the length from the shape. To take that, I had to say here a keyword called super. So I say super dot length. In the same manner, this dot breadth equals to super dot breadth. This is a way of accessing the superclass data into the child class called cuboid. The child class has again the properties and methods. Okay. Now if you want to say example, I want to say public void area. I want to calculate area now, and now try to find the area by passing the area, passing the length or breadth from here. You can even do this. For example, I just want to pass here say int width like this, okay, and I create an area method here, say void area here, and this area will have some property, say int width. Now just say find the area here. So int area equals to length into breadth into width, okay, and simply print here system dot out dot print line and area. Now in order to find the area for this cuboid, I just say from here I'll pass a value, okay. How to pass a value? If you want to find the area here itself, you can write something saying that length into breadth into say height, or if you want to find the area with the help of the logic of superclass, then you can simply say here as super, say super dot area of, try to pass width here. So it's a width or height, I can pass height, okay, no problem. So see, I'm saying here super dot area. This is called area, is a method of which class? Superclass called shape. So superclass area is called from the child class using a keyword called superclass area. If you want, you can run now by saying javac space cuboid.java. It compiles successfully. If you want to get output, you just keep a main method here. So public say static void main. and just say here cuboid space C equals to new cuboid, and say example, I'm just not focusing on logic, I'm just saying concept here. Okay, so C dot area, then this area will call this area first, and I had to pass the width here, try to pass the width here. I can take this width or I can take that width. I can do in two ways. Okay, if you call like this, I can remove this parameter, or you can pass parameter from here. I simply call area here. When I call area parameter, I am calling the area from here. So Java C space cuboid dot Java. I'm getting problem here. Spelling is wrong or what? Okay, spelling is wrong. Cuboid. Okay. And Java space cuboid. So I got area as 2000. Excuse me. So a simple thing is, I just want to illustrate the concept of super keyword. See, super keyword is used to access superclass properties. It accesses the superclass method. What is superclass here? Shape, because superclass is something called parent class. So this is cuboid is child class. To get dimensions of the cuboid, I just want to get this data. You can ask me why do you access like this without using these two, length and breadth. If example, if you take any kind of other say a surface area, say example, I want to get a surface area of a cuboid here without asking the without asking for the shape, then directly I say here in surface area here itself only equals to say something L square or 2L square something, say 2L square into B square into something. Say example, say 2 into L say example something 2 into length into breadth into breadth. So I want to calculate surface area. To calculate surface area of a cuboid, I just want to get values of length and breadth of a shape. Hence I can directly print here, say system dot out dot print line, I say surface area. Now you can even call from here itself, say C dot surface area. Okay, now to get surface area, I should need to get length and breadth. To get length and breadth, I brought the length and breadth value from the superclass length and superclass breadth. So super keyword is used here to access superclass properties, and super keyword is used here to access superclass method. This is called superclass method. Okay. Now if you again compile this and run, okay, there is some problem. Maybe C dot SA shows error here. Okay, I just said C dot SA, very sorry for that. C dot surface area. Okay, I got 0 here. The reason behind that is I said 2 into length into breadth into breadth. What are length and breadth values here? The length and breadth values are 10 and 10. Okay. So 2 into length and breadth into breadth. So length will be this length, right? Maybe I should need to write here this dot length. Why I'm getting 0? Any idea? Once try to look into this. Okay, the reason behind that is I did not call this method called get dimensions. I'm very sorry. Before calling surface area, I had to call the method called get dimensions. Without calling the get dimensions method, if I don't call this method, the values of length and breadth will not be set, right? That's why it is taking default values of length and breadth as 0. That's why I'm getting the 0 value for this. So now I think this will be changed. Okay. Okay, now this is something around 20,000. Sai raised hand. Why? Sai. Are you getting me voice, people? Please, somebody.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, this is example of cuboid extend shape. This example mainly intended to explain you about super keyword. This is super keyword, superclass properties. Superclass properties and access cheyadaniki we have used this one. Alage superclass has a method called area. So this area is accessed by the child class called cuboid, saying that super dot area. We have another important one called superclass constructor. How to access superclass constructor? Simple. It's very simple. You just keep a constructor here. What is constructor? So keep a constructor called shape here. Shape is a constructor, right? And inside the shape itself, you just try to keep the length and breadth values, initial values. Say example here, I say length equal to 10 and breadth equals to 10. Okay, this is a constructor of parent class. Now we'll see the constructor of the child class. So what is child class here? Cuboid. So cuboid, this is a constructor. When I call this constructor, automatically I just want to call this constructor. So how to do that is simply as say super. When I say a super here, this constructor will call super. Super is something called superclass constructor. This is called super class constructor. This is called superclass property, and this is called superclass method. Now when I call here, say cuboid space c equal to new cuboid, this will automatically call this constructor. This in turn will call what? Super, and this will call this shape, and it assign a values as length equal to 10 and breadth equal to 10. If you want, you can change the values. For example, say 20 and 30 to see the output as a different one. So now it's where the size is decreased. Okay, I don't know why it is taking another one. Sorry. Now see, again run this cuboid. Sorry, cuboid, and run the cuboid again. So the output is changed from earlier. Earlier we got 2000, now we got 12,000 and 72,000. This is the best example for super keyword. Super keyword accessing superclass constructor. So super keyword accessing superclass property. Super keyword accessing superclass method. People, is it okay for you? Did you understand this concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The person who is that? Avinash, are you there? Slept. Okay, done. Now that is all about the concept of super keyword. Okay, we just try to go ahead and we understand what is the concept of a final keyword. It's also very important topic. Final keyword. So final keyword in Java mainly focus on same how final keyword can be implemented for an property, how final keyword is implemented for an method, how final keyword is implemented for an class. Means final, the name itself has a meaning called final. Final is something like which does not change once it is created. The meaning of, I am saying the meaning of final, not its definition. Okay, the keyword final is some kind of a modifier for an, I can say it's a modifier for a property, method, or a class. So example property, if I create a final property like this, say final double pi equals to say 3.14. Now this is a final property called pi, always represent a final property with a capital letter, mind you. So 3.14 value is always fixed. We cannot change this value since the pi value is what? Final value. Means always keep the property final before the type. And coming to a method, means what is the definition of property? A property defined with final modifier cannot be changed. I cannot change that. And always represent property with a capital letters. Okay. And coming to method, a method is final for a class which cannot be overridden. Means whenever you give a final for a method, that method cannot be overridden. We'll see what is overriding also, don't worry about that. And class, a class can be final if it can't be inherited. Very, very important question. So I can apply final keyword for a property, method, or a class. If I apply for a property, the property cannot be changed. If I apply for a method, the method cannot be overridden. If I apply for a class, the class cannot be inherited. I can say inherited, or it cannot be extended. So I'll take a simple example to illustrate. Prior to that, I just say what is called overriding. Okay. So what is overriding is something like overriding and overloading. Both explains you about the concept of polymorphism. So overloading will explain to you about the compile time polymorphism. We all know that overloading is something which explains to you about a method having same name but different parameters, or a constructor having same name with different parameters. Those can be justified at compile time only. We have seen that. And overriding explains you about runtime polymorphism. What does overriding defines is a method in the parent class is reused in child class for implementation. Okay, when a child class reuse the parent class method, this concept is something like overriding. So when we need to overriding is required when we want to use the parent class information. The best example we have seen applet concept, where applet has an paint method, right? Paint method is an overriding method. Paint method is a method of a component class. Generally we say that class extends applet, right? So from applet we are getting something like paint method. We are using paint method again. That is called overriding. Example, take threads. When I say threads, some class extends thread, immediately I am overriding something called run method. When I say class implements runnable, we implement the run method. So run method is an overriding method. Okay. So overriding is a strategy of reusing the parent class method in the child class. Why I am saying overriding? Because overriding is required in order to increase the readability of a parent class. Okay. Now we'll take example to understand this. So Notepad space simple example we'll take here to understand the concept of say a parent.java. So I'm taking a class here called class name itself a parent class. Name of the class is parent. And people, for the sake of examinations, I'm saying simple examples for you. Okay, child.java class child. Now I have two classes here, parent and child, where I just want to take in parent. Say I have a method like this, say void, a parent method like a display method, which displays the information, something, say example system dot out dot print line. Somebody have any doubt, please? I am parent class method. Sai is raising hand continuously.
Sir, he posted his question in chat box.
Okay, I am not unable to see this. Please once let me see that question. Sir, can we use object outside of the main method? Yes, we can use object in main method, outside of main method, but we cannot implement that. Sir, can't we write main in both classes? Sir, no. See, in which class you write main method, in that class you can access the object for that class. Of course, you can write the main method for two classes, but no use, because shape class is a parent class which always gives the impression for the child classes. People, are you getting my voice, please? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir. It was.
so main method can be represented in any number of classes. That's no problem at all. But the reason is that wherever we use main method, there you can access the class properties and methods. Situation where you have to use main method is where we can able to access the properties and methods. So while we extend thread class, we didn't import anything. Yes, of course, even we here we didn't import anything, right? Thread class is from Java. Okay, very good question. Generally, see, Java has few packages. Generally, we have another next concept is that only. Java.lang is an default package. We call this as an default package where all default classes come into picture. Means if you are using the default classes, like example, thread is a default class, no package necessary. Runnable is a default class, string is a default class, integer is a default class. But when it comes to applet, so applet is not default class. Applet is located in a package called as java.applet package. Hence, to use applet, I have to use something called applet package. If you want to use AWT, you have to use AWT package. So they are all the default classes comes into which package? Java.lang package. Sai, is your doubts clear now? Can I continue my class? Thank you. Now see, my parent class has a method called display, and display has a simple method which prints I am parent class method. I am just giving simple example to get ready from examinations. Okay. So class child, again, see, if you say something like class child, again I create a display method here. This display method is something which does another thing here. I am child class method. Now see, If I run them separately, you can have two different main methods here. But when I run the child class with the help of parent class, I can say that, see, extends parent. When I say a child class extends parent, now child class can access the parent class data. The display method, see this display method in the child class has same name of the parent class display. The way of reusing this parent class method in the child class is something called overriding. So overriding is a strategy of the reusing the parent class method in the child class. See, this is a parent class, I have display, and I have a child class having display method. Both are having same method. They may have different functionalities. Okay. So if you create a main method here, say public static void main, say string args, I just say here child space c equals to new child and c dot display. Now somebody say me what will be the output here. When I say c dot display, will I get I am child class method, or will I get I am parent class method? Because my child class is also extending parent class, so this display can be anything. It can be this display or this display. Okay, we just run and check. Javac space not both side, see child dot java and java dot child, it will print the child class method. If example, if child class method doesn't have any kind of display, say example if I remove this, then when I say c dot display, then child class will get the parent class data, that is I am parent class method. If child class has its own method, then it goes to the child class method. If you say here something like parent here, say parent space c equals to new parent, then observe we get I am parent class method. Okay, so this is a simple example to say overriding. So generally overriding is a concept. So when to override, eppudu override cheyali ante, we need to override if you want to access the parent class data in the child class. If you want to access parent class data in child class, then you have to override. Best example is thread class, applet class, say AWT classes, so on. Now we straight away go to our concept called final keyword. So what does final keyword speaks is final keyword mainly focus about what? Final property, final method and final class. When a property is given as a final, that cannot be changed. How to look at that? Very simple example. See here I'll write right here something, say final int say some x equals to say 25. Always give the final property as what? Capital letter. Now inside this display I just want to say x equals to, I want to say 56. I want to change the value of x is 56 now. Okay, now just try to compile the program and check. It straight away throws me error saying that cannot assign a value for a final variable called x, because I cannot, why I cannot access, because x is a final property. If x is not a final, then that we may not get the error. See, the error was now gone because x is not now final. Okay, that is something called a final property. This is called final property. And coming to the next one, final method. What is called final method is simply a method is said to be final when the method cannot be overridden. Means if you create a final method in a parent class, example if this display method is said to be final, say create final here, final void display. If parent want to restrict this method not to be used in child class, then parent will create the display method with the help of final keyword. If parent class creates a final keyword before the method, this method cannot be reused in the child class. Hence, this is not possible now. Now, this is not possible because display is not possible because this is being created as a final method in the parent class. If you want, you can even run the program and check for the error. See, we got error here. Error, display in a child cannot override display in parent because overridden method is final. Since the method which I have overridden from the parent class is final, hence I cannot override. If I remove this final keyword here, now I can override, the error will not be occurred. See, now error is gone. If parent want restrict the child, the parent can create the method as final. Done. And third thing is something like parent class. So parent class, or if a class set to be final. Now property a final, method to be a final, now class to be final. So when do you want a class to be a final? Is a class to be final only when you want to restrict the child not to access the complete parent class. For example, if you create this class as final class, say final space class space parent. When parent class is final, then obviously the data or the complete class cannot be extended. This cannot be done. This cannot be happen. See, if you run this, you can check now. Compile the child class now. It throws error. See, cannot inherit from final parent. I cannot inherit this class parent from the child because the parent class is given as final. If you remove the final keyword from the parent, then obviously you can run the program. See the difference. Now it is gone. Hence, this is the simple example to illustrate the concept of the final keyword. Final property, final method, and final class. A final method is something like which a method is a final, then the method cannot be overridden. Hence, we have learned the concept of overriding. Overriding is a method in the parent class is reused in the child class for implementation. Hence, the parent class method and child class method should be same in name and signature. If the name and signature of two methods are not same, say example, if this method say display has some kind of thing here, say string s, this method is not overriding of this method now because this method has a parameter. This method has not having any parameter. Example, if you keep final like this, see, if you keep final, now we won't get any error for child class because okay, maybe I have gone the parent class here. Maybe it is taking for the name. I just save it again, run that again. Okay, now see, it won't show any error because the display method in the parent class has string property and the display method in the child class doesn't have any kind of parameter. And this is all about a final keyword. Students, is it okay? Is it clear for everyone? Please let me know. Hope you understand, right? So
Yes, sir.
next we go for the new topic, that is something called abstract class and